Hello, everyone. My name is Shandell Amesquita. I'm Elisa Amesquita's mom, and today Elisa is going to talk about her her idiopathic intracranial hypertension, and how COVID has totally changed her life, and how we're dealing with it, and our plans for fighting this.
Hi, my name is Elisa Amesquita, and back in 2016, I was going to MCLA, and I had to go home for Christmas break, like most students do. And while I was home, I started having these weird symptoms, such as loss of vision, where my vision would go black, and I could be walking down the hallway of my home, brightly lit hallway and everything just go black for a few seconds to a minute in either one eye or both of my eyes. And I would have weird shadowiness, I guess, in the field of vision around me. And for a while, that was all that I had. But then the neck pain started, the migraine level headaches, and the lower back pain, where I could only sleep for like 5 minutes at a time. It was terrible. I ended up being taken to the emergency room by my mom, where they did an MRI and a lumbar tap on me, and they found that I had idiopathic intracranial hypertension and diagnosed me as such. And they sent me home with Diamox and amitriptyline to help with the pain and lowering the pressure. It worked for me. For a few years, yeah. And all I had to do was wear glasses, because dealing with that condition, the first initial bout of it left me with optic nerve scar, and the left side was a little bit more scarred than the right side. But I was still able to see normally. Fast forward to about 2021, so this year.
In January.
The middle of January, I got sick with COVID. Going through COVID was an ordeal in and of itself. It was sucky. But for the time that I was sick, my vision was still fine.
We thought you had the flu.
Yeah, we thought I had the flu.
We didn't take her to the emergency room right away because we thought it was a flu. But when her symptoms persisted and she started having these weird things where she's like, "Mom, I can't smell anything," and we were like, well, and she was having pain. So we took her to the ER, and they tested her and told us she had COVID.
For the time that I was sick with COVID, I was able to see just fine, like I said. But the problems for me came after COVID had run its course. My vision started getting shadowy. I had headaches again, but I heard whooshing sounds in my ears, and I had neck pain along this side of my neck, where it hurt really bad to turn my neck, and turn my head, because my neck was getting really stiff and painful. Unfortunately, I didn't connect the dots like I should have, and I still struggle a lot with my experiences during that time period, because by the time I got taken to the emergency room again on February 14th, my idiopathic intracranial hypertension had acted up really bad this time. They did another lumbar tap on me and found that the pressure in my head was greater than 60, and they called Mass General Hospital, well, Mass INU of Mass General Hospital, and they were like, oh, that doesn't sound right at all. You should send her over to us. And I was transported by ambulance over to Mass General. And they were nice enough to let my mom ride with me in the ambulance up until we got to the hospital. Because I know I would have been a nervous wreck, even more so than I already was. When I got there, they examined me in the emergency room section of Mass INU. I remember just sitting there worried and asking the doctor who was doing my examination, when will I be able to go home again? And he looked at me with some sort of sad, pitying smile, I guess, and just kept on doing my exam and said, no, you won't be able to go home tonight. And after the exam, they, I guess, prepped me to go up to the main emergency room at Mass General Hospital, where the doctor who was, I guess, on call there, or the doctor for the night there, he came and talked with me about my options, which was another lumbar tap, a lumbar catheter, or a VP shunt. I didn't know what to do. I was, understandably shocked and scared and worried and wondering what the heck was going on with me. So I called my mom and my dad, and they had brought my neurologist at St. Elizabeth's on the line, and we had a conference call where we decided what would be the best course of action for me. And we ended up deciding on a VP shunt. So I had an emergency surgery for that done. And for a time, while I was hospitalized after it, it was helping. But then my vision started to get all fuzzy and dim again. So they re-examined me and found that my optic nerves still weren't coming down from the swelling. And they sent me for an MRI to see if I had enough space for an optic nerve sheath fenestration. Thankfully, I did have enough room for that, and they did it on my left eye. As you can see, my left eye isn't doing too well as compared to my right eye. It likes to drift sometimes, well, pretty much all the time. But that's besides the point for right now. After the optic nerve sheath fenestration, they brought me back to my room, and I was kept, I guess, for a few more days while they observed me and did tests on my vision to see how my nerve was doing, how much my vision improved, if it improved at all. And eventually I got to go home. But it's after, when I managed to get home, that all the difficult parts started happening. My vision fluctuated. For a time it was getting better. It wasn't fuzzy, and it was getting a little brighter. But then I started at the Carroll Center for the Blind, but they help low vision people as well, because my vision rehab doctor declared me as legally blind due to the loss of vision that I've suffered. But I went to that center, and they were doing classes and activities that were meant to help me utilize the vision that I've got. And I would go there, I'd go home, but I started noticing my vision was getting fuzzy and dim again. And we had been going to the doctors. Well, my neuro-ophthalmologist at Mass Eye, we've been going to them. And we were asking them, is there anything that can be done to help me get my vision back the way that I had it before COVID entered my life and just turned everything upside down for me? And they told me that I would just have to live with it and accept it and try and adjust, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I want to be able to read books again. I want to be able to walk around my house and see my house the way I used to. I want to be able to see the faces of my family and friends and my neighborhood and all that. I just want to be able to see everything the way I used to see it again. And it makes me so sad to not be able to do the things that I used to be able to do. When I hang out with all my friends, it's really hard and it makes me want to cry, and most times I do, because I want to join in and I can't. But I'm not going to tell them, you guys can't do this or that because I can't do it. That wouldn't be fair. And that would make me a pretty bad person myself, and I'm not a bad person.
Nope.
But me and my mom, we found this place in Berlin called the Fedorov Nerve Restoration Clinic. And this doctor has found a way to help people get their vision back in a way that they can see like they used to. But we need help to get me there. I believe that it will work. I know that it will work. Which is why I really want to try this, because I don't want to listen to the doctors and accept what my vision has become. I want to fight to get it back to how it was.
We basically need help getting her to Germany. Again, like she said, we really, really feel that this will work. And I want to give her that fighting chance. I think she deserves that fighting chance. We're talking about a young lady who is an avid reader. She read all of the Harry Potter books, like all the way through, at least, 3, 4, maybe 5 times,
Yes.
at least. And just doing the everyday things that we all get to do. I mean, we don't wake up one day thinking, hey, we're not going to be able to see. And we are hoping that we could get some assistance. Any ideas, any financial help would be greatly appreciated by Elisa and by all of us.
I would really appreciate any and all help that I can get, because it really isn't fun. Like, it actually sucks not being able to see the things around me like I used to. My whole surroundings it's like somebody put a really dark pair of sunglasses on my eyes and I can't take them off. And on top of that, it's really fuzzy. And there are nights where I go to bed scared and I wake up in the morning scared. And I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be able to see clearly and brightly again.
I tell her that she will see.
I know I will. But I need help to get to this place so that I can see again.
Elisa, Mommy wants to thank you for sharing your story. I want to thank you for being strong. I want to thank you for being my daughter. And I really feel that if this were happening to me, I would probably be a ball of tears every day. And you should see her. There are days where she's laughing and having a good time and with me, and then there are days where they're not so good days. But I just wanted to take this time to thank her for being as strong as she's been and not taking what's happening to her as her fate, that she's fighting for her vision. And the other reason she's sharing her story is so that other people can be aware of what COVID can do to people with underlying conditions, and for people to really take this seriously. So I want to thank Elisa, and I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.